Okay, so thinking about how computer scientists use functions versus data scientists. So when you think of Python, you traditionally think of computer science, they'll be building applications, and that is traditionally how Python is taught. Python is very, very complex. It's very deep. There's spend your whole life learning about Python, truthfully. About any coding language. They're very complex. We don't need to go so deep into Python, especially to get started. Eventually, yes, it does help knowing the more advanced, defining classes, uh, defining these more complex techniques, but really we don't need to start there at the very least. We can stay kind of at the surface level of Python for a very long time. Okay, so computer scientists, they will write thousands of applications that are like building blocks that will work together and create and eventually an application. Okay, these little functions that they put together, this team of functions put together. In data science, we often use functions to either perform a data analysis or to perform a pre-processing technique. And we will maybe use that over again many, many times. And then later on in our function, we'll create, or in our workflow, we'll create a separate function that performs, its own task as well. So they do work together in some sense, but they're almost isolated tasks that work in isolation of the other. Okay, so it's a little bit different. We do need to be conscious of them. We do often use functions together, but we often, especially to start, we create kind of more isolated functions and they work kind of individually on their own. They perform tasks. We may use them over and over again. They might perform several tasks depending on how complex we want to make it, but they won't interact directly with other functions. They can, but at least to start, they don't often to do. We don't need to start in the most complex place.